Golden State Valkyries got against the Fever, but I don't know what it is. I believe it's Stephanie White play calling, the way she's orchestrating her offense, and defensively, they just can't do nothing at all. I get why she do certain schemes defensively, but at some point you have to talk to Brianna in January like, hey, look here, player, this ain't working. And that's exactly what she need to do. Now, with that being said, we have Sophie Cunningham exposing major news about WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert possibly being out the door.
This is the moment it all came crashing down. What's unfolding inside the Indiana Fever right now is something nobody saw coming, and the details leaking out are going to leave your jaw on the floor. This might be the wildest story the WNBA has ever seen, and it all comes back to one twisted attempt to take down the biggest star in the sport. For weeks, fans had a feeling something wasn't right between head coach Stephanie White and Caitlyn Clark. The bad play calls, the way Caitlyn kept getting frozen out of the offense. A generational talent standing in the corner while her teammates clanked shot after shot. But even with all that, nobody expected White to go this far to protect her own ego. New leaks claim White didn't just want Caitlyn on the bench, she tried to get her suspended. Read that again. The coach actually attempted to suspend the best rookie this league has ever seen. And that move backfired in the biggest way possible. She pushed Caitlyn too far, and Caitlyn clapped back with a statement that basically ended White's coaching career on the spot. Then, right on cue, WNBA legend Brianna Stewart jumped in and blew the whole thing wide open for everyone to see. Stick around for this one, because a lot of outlets aren't touching this story the way they should. We're laying out every single detail, so if you don't want to miss where this goes, hit subscribe now, because this situation is only getting bigger. To understand how it all reached this point, you have to go back to the game against the Dallas Wings. That wasn't just a loss. That was a slow, painful, unwatchable disaster that showed the whole league exactly who Stephanie White really is as a coach.
What did you see about what the Wings did when it comes to being able to stop the people? Like, did that teach you anything about what you do?
You said teach you anything.
Dallas had obviously a really solid game plan. They played well against Indy for the whole season, right? Like, they've won the series. Dallas. That's what they said on TV. See, check me. But I think what they did well defensively was they limited them to one shot. You know, when the ball went up, they made sure that there was a contest, high hand, and then went after. A walk had an amazing game, obviously being a huge rim protector. So we need that kind of presence, and knowing that there's different people on the floor and you have to guard them like at different lengths. Some you have to be tight, some you have to be off.
Did you watch the Wings game last night?
She said it was the defense that pretty much did that to the Fever. Now, Brianna Stewart is one that has not shied away from unloading on the Indiana Fever. Now, with that being said, moving on to the next part of the video, we have to talk about this Kathy Engelbert situation. I believe this story is bigger than a lot of people think it is.
Thousands of fans packed the arena that night, all hoping for one thing: Caitlyn Clark lighting it up from deep. What they got instead was painful to watch. Stephanie White stripped the offense down to nothing. No flow, no rhythm, no pick and roll. She let defenders swarm Caitlyn possession after possession and never once adjusted. The Fever looked lost out there, and the whole basketball world was watching it happen live. The building turned on her fast. Boos rained down from every section. Twitter exploded within minutes, and Fire Stephanie White was climbing the trends before the game even ended. The pressure was instant, and it was brutal. White knew she was cornered. Her job, her reputation, everything was on the line. And instead of owning the mess she created, reports say she chose a different path. She went after Caitlyn instead. Leaks from inside the locker room paint a wild picture. White reportedly blamed the rookie for the loss, calling her execution sloppy, even labeling her behavior insubordinate. Then things got even more shocking. Sources claim White pushed front office executives to consider suspending Caitlyn Clark for conduct issues. Think about that for a second. The coach who built the losing game plan. The coach who benched her own star's strengths on purpose. That same coach tried to punish the one player carrying the entire league on her shoulders. White apparently believed she could bury the story and control the rookie through sheer authority. But that plan collapsed almost instantly. The second whispers of a possible suspension hit the league, fans and players alike lost it. And the backlash was only getting started.
last night. Last night was in the top 3 hardest games to watch of the season. It was brutal. God dog, last night was boring. In fact, I said last night during the watch party that only the WNBA could have a battle between what's supposed to be 2 of their top 5 biggest stars, Paige Beckers and Caitlyn Clark. Only in the W could the WNBA figure out how to take a game like that, make it close for most of the game, and it be boring as hell. That's some W shit. That happens a lot in this league. A lot in this league. Vanderbilt fever. Caitlyn White literally got tackled. Stephanie White just sits there with her arms crossed, sniffing and twitching. Congratulations, Stephanie Weatherspoon. Aw, damn. Shout out Teresa Weatherspoon. Whoa. Lethargic performance. That's on the coach. I mean, that's just all there is to it. Stephanie White, rhythm-killing circle the wagons offense. God. Just make one more pass. I dare you. Make one more pass. You all need a new coach, just saying. You simply...
Then Brianna Stewart stepped in, and everything changed. Stewart is a champion, an MVP, one of the most respected names in the sport. She rarely comments on drama outside her own locker room. But this time was different. What she saw coming out of Indiana was too much to ignore, and she finally spoke up. When she did, it went everywhere. Stewart didn't dance around it. She called out the loss to Dallas directly and said it plain and simple. This was a disaster. Reports say she made it clear that you don't blame a generational talent for your own coaching failures. You don't threaten a player who's pulling in millions of new fans just because your pride got hurt. She called it a straight-up embarrassment for the sport. That moment lit the internet on fire. Fans have been saying this for weeks, and now a respected star was saying it too, out loud, on the record. When someone with Stewart's status calls out a coach like that, it changes everything. It told everyone watching that this wasn't just fan outrage. It was real, and people around the league saw it too. The Fever front office panicked instantly. With Stewart's comments spreading everywhere, there was no way they could quietly move forward with suspending their franchise player. The fallout would have been catastrophic. Angry fans, nervous sponsors, and a league office ready to step in. And just like that, Stephanie White lost all her leverage. Her plan had blown up in public, and now the whole basketball world was watching her scramble.
Because he spoke a lot and reacted to what Sophie Cunningham said about Kathy Future in the league. Let's listen to
Sophie
Patrick.
Cunningham hints at WNBA commissioner shakeup as she goes after Kathy Engelbert. I do feel like as a whole that could be a position that's maybe open at the end of the year. What are you talking about?
Told you.
That means the commissioner positions may be open at the end of the year. She added, Kathy Engelbert's done a lot of good things, but with where our league is trying to go, I feel like you just want someone who also wants that. That's up to the NBA commissioner, Adam Silver, at the end of the day. Sophie Cunningham is calling out directly saying, Adam, at the end of the day, you're the top brass. You got to make a decision.
I was thinking about this the other day, and it's almost as if this was a plan, Tom, like an attempt to bring some attention to a sport. Yes, they're making the money, but it's just unwatchable. Look at the attention, guys. This is, I think, what, the 4th week. We're talking about it. We have so many issues that we talk about. They're bringing this, they're doing that, transgenders this, all this type of situation.
Yeah.
I think this might be a real, purposeful ploy to bring people and eyeballs and everything. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if they actually let some biological men come on that court, because at least it would make it watchable. I tried, I'm not even joking, I tried to watch a couple of minutes, and just watching, what's her name? Reese? What's her name?
Angel Reese.
Angel Reese laying up. It's
Some
such...
people called her, she's good. She's like the Jordan of...
Yeah, the Jordan. I think it was Ari Spears. He said something like, she looked like a baby giraffe trying to stand. Like, you know, they can't even move. I think this is all a play because it's unwatchable. But it's like the attention that they're trying to get is unbelievable. But I respect Sophie Cunningham because, Tom, what's the word that you said?
Authentic and fair.
And there's 2 words, too, I'm going to add on top of that. Common sense.
Ooh. That was
But the biggest blow of all didn't come from Stewart, and it didn't come from the fans. It came from Caitlyn Clark herself. For weeks, she had stayed quiet. She smiled through press conferences. She brushed off the little digs from her own coach. But once word got out that White had actually tried to get her suspended, that changed everything. Caitlyn was done staying silent. She didn't wait for a scripted statement. She didn't send her agent to speak for her. She walked straight up to the cameras herself and said what needed to be said, calm, direct, and impossible to ignore. She said she came into this league to grow the game, that she puts in the work every day and expects the same commitment from the people running her team. But when winning takes a backseat to politics, that's a real problem. She said you can try to blame her, you can try to quiet her down, but the tape speaks for itself, and the fans see everything. She's here to play basketball, and if that threatens anyone in charge, then maybe they're the ones who don't belong there. And just like that, it was over. One calm, ice-cold statement on live TV, and Stephanie White's time in Indiana was as good as finished.
So there's an inside lane right here. Caitlyn Clark is about to hit this lane. Stephanie White knows it. Boom, lane. Now, Caitlyn Clark did get the shot block, but I believe she was fouled on that play. But it's plays like that, and then it's situations like this that I believe Caitlyn Clark is subliminally telling us she do not like Stephanie White. I don't give a damn what no one says. What no one says, bro. She ain't rocking with her, dog. Now, Kelsey Mitchell and Stephanie White was all laughs after a loss today. It was all smiles in the presser. They trying to like not be mad, but they mad. Now, I'm not finna play this whole press conference. We're gonna watch some of it. Shout out to Tony Eastman. If you guys ain't subscribed to his channel, make sure you guys going on over there and show that brother some love. We finna listen to some of this, and we're gonna dissect it. We're not gonna play the whole 9 minutes.
Kelsey, obviously.
So y'all see smiles, smiling faces. Lexi even smiling. Everybody smiling. Why are we smiling right now? What is it to be happy about? Why we happy? Y'all just lost to one of the worst teams in the league. But we smiling.
Kelsey, obviously, not the result you all wanted, but personally, you set the record for consecutive games tonight. Let's go through your last couple days that have been kind of, up and down after Toronto, and then what's it mean to set that?
I think that it's a part of the game. So for one, I just want to, congratulate my team for making me look good. But I think ultimately just
all smiles. Thanking her team for making her look good because the offenses ran through who?
Caitlyn stayed calm through the whole thing. No yelling, no cursing, just cold, hard truth. She said the tape doesn't lie and pointed everyone straight back to that ugly loss against the Wings. She basically dared the front office to pull up the film and see it for themselves. She dared them to pick a side. A coach who let jealousy run the show, or the player carrying the entire league on her back. This wasn't just a comment to reporters. It was a line in the sand. It was Caitlyn Clark telling ownership, in no uncertain terms, that it's her or the coach. And the fallout hit instantly. Insiders say the locker room flipped on White almost overnight. Veterans who used to have her back started distancing themselves, worried about getting caught up in the mess she created. Word is the front office is already working on the paperwork to let her go. There's no coming back from something like this. You don't survive a superstar exposing you on national TV. You don't survive a respected champion like Brianna Stewart calling your coaching a disaster. And you definitely don't survive your own player basically saying you tried to sabotage her. Stephanie White's coaching legacy is done. Nobody's going to remember her for smart game plans or sharp adjustments. She'll be remembered as the coach who let her ego get the better of her, tried to punish the one player who saved this league, and got completely exposed for it in front of the entire basketball world. The locker room drama isn't slowing down either. Reports keep surfacing about how deep the tension really goes, how coaches and players stopped trusting each other weeks ago, and how this suspension attempt was just the breaking point of something that had been building for a long time. Every new detail that leaks out makes the picture worse for White. And every time a name as big as Stewart speaks up, It adds fuel to a fire that's already burning out of control. What makes this whole situation even messier is the timing. The WNBA is more popular right now than it has ever been, largely because of Caitlyn Clark. Ratings are up, arenas are packed, new fans are tuning in every single night. And in the middle of all that growth, one of the league's own coaches allegedly tried to bench, blame, and then suspend the exact player responsible for that surge. It's the kind of story that writes itself, and it's exactly why so many people can't stop talking about it. Fans aren't backing down either. Since this all came out, the pressure on the front office hasn't let up for a second. Every game, every practice update, every quote from a teammate gets picked apart online. People want accountability, and they want it fast. The kind of backlash Stephanie White is facing right now doesn't just fade away quietly. It follows a coach for the rest of their career. So where does this leave the Fever? Right now, everything points toward a coaching change. The locker room trust is broken. The star player has spoken, a league legend has spoken, and the fans have made their voices heard louder than ever. At this point, it's hard to see how Stephanie White survives this in Indiana. This has become one of the messiest stories the league has dealt with in years, and it's still moving fast. New details keep surfacing. More players are reportedly speaking out behind the scenes, and all eyes are on how the front office responds next. So here's what I want to know from you. Do you think Stephanie White should be removed immediately after trying to get Caitlyn Clark suspended? What did you make of Brianna Stewart stepping in to defend her? And how strong was Caitlyn's final response? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because right now the whole league is watching how fans react to this. If you don't want to miss the moment this story breaks wide open, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. The second there's an official update on Stephanie White's future, we'll be covering it live, so you'll be the first to know. Stick around, because this story is far from finished.